Consider this. The world presents storms, joys, and pains, yet none of these hold inherent power over your soul. They are merely the winds that blow, the sun that shines, the rain that falls. External forces, moving according to their own nature, utterly indifferent to your comfort or distress. Your true liberation lies not in controlling these events, for that is a futile struggle against the very fabric of existence, but in recognizing their indifference. It is within your mind alone that the crucial shift occurs. Your judgment of these events, your interpretation of their meaning, your choice to accept or resist them, that choice is the sole domain where you reign supreme. When you grasp this, you sever the chains of anxiety and fear. For you understand that your freedom is not found in the external world, but in the disciplined exercise of your own reason over your impressions. This is the first step towards living unshackled. You see, my friend, the confusion we feel comes from mistaking what is truly within our grasp. We grasp at the wind, the weather, the actions of others, believing they shape our happiness, when in truth they are merely events passing through our lives. What we truly hold is not the world outside, but the space within our minds where our thoughts take root and our choices take flight. This is the essential division, the inner realm where we shape our perceptions and actions, and the outer realm where we encounter circumstances beyond our reach. When we stop trying to control the storm and instead focus our energy on how we respond to it, we find our footing. We cultivate our will, our judgment, our very being. Accepting this boundary is not surrender, it is liberation. It is the quiet understanding that we cannot change the rain, but we can choose how we stand in the rain. When we release the illusion that we can control the uncontrollable, we free ourselves from the chains of anxiety and frustration. This acceptance is the very soil where mental peace grows. It is the foundation upon which a tranquil life is built. Listen closely. What you call good or bad is not in the world itself, but in your judgment. Wealth is merely a tool, not a good. It can nourish your virtue or poison your soul depending on how you hold it. Health is the same, useful for living well, yet it can become a cage if you cling to it as an end. Reputation is no different. It is a reflection of your actions, not an inherent worth. The only thing that truly matters, the only thing that is good in itself, is living virtuously, acting with integrity, courage, and wisdom. When you mistake a tool for the goal, you are enslaved. When you see only virtue, you're free. All else is indifferent. It is your choice to make it a servant or a master. You have been tricked by the illusion that possessions matter. Break free by recognizing only virtue is the good. Imagine the moment an event strikes you. Your mind receives a raw sensation, a fleeting image or sound. This initial spark, this impression, is neither good nor bad in itself. It is simply neutral, like a stone in the river, untouched by the current, yet waiting to be shaped. It is here, in this very first moment, that you hold the power to pause and examine it, to question its true nature before it hardens into a judgment that chains you to suffering or joy. You are not bound by the surface appearance of things. You are free to see through the illusion, to discern whether this impression truly reflects reality or merely the distortion of your own mind. This is the sacred space where reason becomes your compass. You can choose to let the impression flow unexamined, or you can deliberately mold it, transforming fear into calm, anger into understanding, by aligning it with your true nature and purpose. Your choice in this instant is the only thing that truly belongs to you. And it is this choice that liberates you from the tyranny of external events. Reason is not a passive faculty, but your active compass. It cuts through the fog of false impressions, revealing what is truly true beneath the surface of appearances. When you face a situation, let reason be your first step, not your impulse or your fear. It examines the facts, strips away illusion, and shows you the path aligned with virtue. This is how you move from confusion to clarity, from reaction to deliberate action. Your reason is the tool that shapes your response, ensuring it flows from the inner order of nature, not from the chaos of external demands. Use it now to guide your steps toward what is genuinely good. Living according to nature is not a vague aspiration, but a daily practice of aligning every thought and action with the rational principles that govern existence. It means recognizing that the cosmos operates through a harmonious order evident in the laws of physics, the cycles of life, and the innate wisdom within ourselves. True living requires us to listen to this universal rhythm, not to the clamorous demands of our own fleeting desires or the shifting tides of societal expectations. When we chase pleasure or status or cling to conventional norms that contradict reason, we become strangers to the natural order. Instead, we must cultivate inner harmony by acting as reason directs, finding our place within the grand design rather than fighting against it. This alignment is not passive acceptance, but an active, conscious choice. To live in accordance with what is truly rational and beneficial, it liberates us from the exhausting struggle against the inherent flow of the universe, allowing us to move with grace and purpose. You see, when you believe fortune holds sway, or that divine favor guides your life, you create a prison of your own making. This belief is not wisdom. It is a root of suffering, for it makes you dependent on forces beyond your control, turning your peace into a fragile thing that shatters at the slightest wind. Why should you trust the capriciousness of the gods or the whims of chance when you possess the very power within yourself to shape your reality? To hold such false notions is to invite anxiety and despair, to live as a slave to illusions rather than a master of your own mind. Therefore, I urge you to actively sever these ties. Reject the notion that fortune or divine intervention can be your ally or your savior. Instead, cultivate a mind that sees only what is within your power, your judgments, your actions, your reason. Let self-awareness become your constant companion, recognizing that true security and freedom flow only from this unwavering focus on the present moment and your own virtuous choices. My heart trembles at the storms outside, yet within I find an unshakable stillness. This is not denial of the world's chaos, but recognition that true security resides solely within my own choices and judgments. When the wind howls and the world turns upside down, I do not seek refuge in circumstances I cannot control. I anchor myself firmly in the ground of my own virtue. My peace is not built upon the shifting sands of fortune, but upon the bedrock of my own convictions and actions. External events may rage, but they cannot touch the calm center I cultivate through disciplined reliance on what is mine alone, my thoughts, my will, my integrity. This self-sufficiency, this autarkia, is the fortress I build, brick by brick, with nothing but my own reason and character. I am not diminished by the world's tempests. I am unbroken because I depend only on what I can truly hold. You feel the pull of desire, that immediate urge to act or indulge, a siren song that promises ease. Yet reason whispers a different truth, urging you to pause, to examine the true nature of that impulse and its consequences. This is the daily battle, the quiet choice to align your will with what is right, rather than what feels momentarily satisfying. When your body craves comfort, or your mind longs for distraction, when the path of virtue seems harder than the path of pleasure. This is where discipline becomes your compass. You do not abandon reason for the sake of fleeting satisfaction. You anchor yourself in the knowledge that true freedom lies in the consistent, unwavering application of your rational judgment. It is the steady practice of choosing the difficult, virtuous path, even when your senses scream otherwise. For it is the only path that leads to genuine peace and integrity within yourself. This constant, deliberate effort to shape your actions through reason, not impulse, is the very essence of self-discipline. Contentment is not found in the accumulation of possessions or the avoidance of pain, for those are mere illusions of the mind. True fulfillment flows solely from the consistent practice of virtue and the unwavering alignment with reason within every action we take. We must recognize that the absence of hardship is not the goal, nor is the pursuit of wealth or pleasure, but the steady cultivation of moral excellence. When we grasp this, the mind becomes unshackled from the tyranny of external events, settling into a profound peace and freedom that no circumstance can disturb,